In 2026, while we debate our freedoms on social media, millions of North Korean women face a reality we can barely comprehend. They're assigned to secret facilities, called chodeso, places where refusal means death for their entire family. Today, you'll hear from a mother who was forced into this system by her own husband, and who risked everything to escape with her children. This is her story of survival from inside one of the world's darkest secrets. If these stories matter to you, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us bring these untold stories to light. A woman in Pyongyang, North Korea, was suddenly assigned to a chodeso, an elite entertainment facility. They called it an honor. But when she came back, nightmares haunted her every night. A black sedan picked her up 3 times a week. The women there all had dead eyes. What exactly is a North Korean chodeso? And what happened to her? It all started like this. July 2023, a morning in Pyeongchon District, Pyongyang. My apartment overlooked the Daedong River. Sunlight glinted off the water as I sipped corn tea. Back then, I had no idea this ordinary life was about to end. "Mom, where's my school bag?" My 9-year-old daughter Unbyul rushed out of her room. My 6-year-old son Sungmin was still curled up under his blanket. You know how it is whether you're in the north or south, mornings with kids are a battlefield. Unbyul, it's right there by your desk. Sungmin, get up. While preparing breakfast, I ran through the day ahead. After getting the kids to school, I needed to hit the market for rice. Prices had climbed to 6,000 won per kilogram, a real worry. My parents' generation got rations, but by the time I married, you had to buy everything at the market. My husband Cheol-soo was a colonel in the People's Army, a decent position in Pyongyang. We lived in a high-rise apartment. The kids went to a good elementary school. I'd graduated from Kim Il-sung University's Foreign Literature department. We were solidly middle class by Pyongyang standards. That afternoon, I came home from the market to find the kids already back from school. Unbyul sat at the living room table doing homework. Sungmin played with his toy cars. I started dinner and waited for my husband. That evening, Cheol-soo came home early. His face lit up with a smile. "Honey, good news. I got promoted. Starting next month, I'll be a general rank officer." Relief washed over me. His hard work had paid off. The kids clapped and cheered for their father's promotion. "Congratulations. You've worked so hard for this." I squeezed his hand, meaning every word. Back then, I thought our family would last forever. Like the Daedong River that never runs dry. I believed we'd always be this peaceful and happy. "There's a celebration banquet next Saturday. You need to come with me." I nodded. Just a chance to share in his proud moment, or so I thought. I had no idea it would tear my life apart. That night, Pyongyang's summer air hung warm. I opened the window. A breeze drifted in from the Daedong River. The kids slept. I picked out a dress for the banquet. That night, I was truly happy. Saturday evening, we arrived at a banquet hall in central Pyongyang. Crystal chandeliers glittered overhead. The hall filled with high-ranking military officers and their families. I stood beside my husband, taking it all in cautiously. My first time at such a grand event. Women wore expensive hanbok. Rare delicacies, the kind you only find in Pyongyang, covered every table. An hour into the banquet, the hall went silent. The supreme leader was entering. Everyone stood and applauded. I clapped hard, following my husband's lead. He walked slowly through the hall, shaking hands with officers, exchanging a few words here and there. Then his gaze stopped on me. I quickly bowed my head. My heart pounded so hard I could barely breathe. A few days later, the State Security Department called. "Comrade Seoyeon, report to the chodeso next Tuesday at 10 a.m. "Chodeso? I didn't understand. I asked my husband, "Honey, what's a chodeso? Why do I have to go there?" His face went rigid. Then he smiled strangely. You caught his eye at the banquet. Serving at the chodeso. It's an honor. An honor? His voice trembled instead of celebrating. Something felt wrong, but I didn't dare ask more. Tuesday arrived. A black sedan pulled up to our building. The driver said nothing, just drove. The car headed to a villa on Pyongyang's outskirts. Behind high walls, what I experienced there, I can't speak of it. When I got home, I sat in the tub. Hot water. I scrubbed my skin until it turned red. No amount of washing could erase how dirty I felt. The woman in the mirror was a stranger. That evening, Cheol-soo came home from work. I grabbed onto him. "Honey, I can't go back. Please, there has to be another way." He shoved me roughly. His voice turned cold. You're keeping me alive. One mistake from you and our kids go straight to a camp. Pull yourself together. That moment, I understood everything. He'd offered me up for his promotion. The man I trusted had sold me out. That night, I looked at my sleeping children. Eunbyul and Sungmin. I had to protect them. For their sake, I had to endure. I swallowed my tears and made a promise. I would survive. Somehow, I'd get through this hell. For my children, the Chodeso routine began. 3 times a week, the black sedan came for me. Always the same villa. What happened there grew worse each time. I wasn't a person, I was an object. So were the other women. They all had dead eyes. When I came home, the kids greeted me. Mom, where were you? Eunbyul asked. I forced a smile. Mommy was working for the country, sweetie. A lie. But I couldn't tell the children the truth. I held them tight, holding back tears. Their warmth kept me alive. Months passed. I wasted away. Food had no taste. When I ate, I threw up. Sleep became impossible. Nightmares started the moment I closed my eyes. The mirror showed a skeleton. I didn't recognize myself. My husband paid no attention. He got busier after his promotion, coming home late. Sometimes he'd stumble in reeking of alcohol and just pass out. Sharing a blanket with him became unbearable. Even his touch made my skin crawl. One day at the Chodeso, I met someone new. A state security department officer. His name was Jin Hyuk. Mid-30s, maybe. Unlike the others, something like compassion showed in his eyes. Why are you here? He asked quietly. I couldn't answer. I just lowered my head. If I spoke, I'd cry. I know. There are many like you. All forced here. I know how rotten this system is. Tears came. For the first time, someone understood. For the first time, I felt treated like a human being. Do you want to escape from here? Jin Hyuk whispered. I stared at him, shocked. What was this? A trap? Don't be afraid. I hate this system too. I want to leave, but I can't do it alone. Come with me. His eyes were serious. I nodded carefully. It might be dangerous, but I wanted to trust him. Think about it, but be careful. Don't tell anyone. That night, I felt something like hope for the first time. Could I really escape this hell? But fear came too. What if it was a trap? What would happen to my children? Would we all end up in a camp? I agonized all night. Live like this until I die, or risk everything for escape? The answer was obvious. A few days later, I met Jin Hyuk again. Have you decided? He asked. After a long pause, I nodded. My voice shook. I want to take my children too. Please help me. That's possible. But not your husband. He's part of the system. If we take him, we all die. I knew that already. My husband had sold me out. I had no intention of taking him. I wanted revenge. When can we leave? 1 month from now. First week of June 2024. I'll be on a business trip near the Chinese border. I can take you and the children then. Can you prepare? 1 month. I had to get ready without anyone noticing. Quietly. One mistake meant the end. At home, I made a plan. First, I gathered the kids' clothes and essentials bit by bit. Carefully, one item at a time. I saved cash, sold things at the market, sold jewelry behind my husband's back. I told my husband nothing. Acted normal, cooked meals, did laundry, housework, kept going to the Chodeso. Everything had to look the same as always. Not a single suspicious move. I told Eunbyul and Sungmin we were going on a trip. Mom, where are we going? Mount Baekdu? No, somewhere far away. Very far. There, you won't be hungry. You can say what you want. You'll live free. The kids didn't quite understand, but they got excited. A trip sounded fun. I told them to stay quiet. Don't tell anyone. The month flew by. Finally, the first week of June arrived. Jin Hyuk contacted me. Tomorrow morning, 4 a.m. Under the Daedong River Bridge. Bring the children. Minimal luggage. 1 backpack is enough. That night, sleep wouldn't come. I looked around the apartment one last time. Memories flashed by. There had been happy moments here, I'm sure. But now I had to leave. Staying meant death. 3 a.m. I quietly woke the children. Shush. We can't wake Dad. Understand? The kids nodded sleepily. I gripped their hands and slipped out quietly. My husband snored, drunk. Disgusting. As I closed the door, I didn't look back. Only forward now. The past was over. 4 a.m. We reached the Daedong River Bridge. Jin Hyuk waited in a black sedan. We quickly got in with the kids. I checked the surroundings. Thankfully, no one around. Don't be afraid. I'll take responsibility. I'm with you to the end, Jin Hyuk said. The car left Pyongyang heading north, toward the Chinese border. My heart raced. 6 hours of driving, 2 checkpoints. Jin Hyuk showed his state security ID, and soldiers saluted and let us through. The kids fell asleep in the car. I stared out the window, thinking, could we really succeed? What if we got caught? Would they shoot us? Around 2 p.m., we reached a small village near the border. Jin Hyuk stopped the car. From here, we walk. We'll wait until nightfall, then cross the river. Too many patrols during the day. We hid in a mountain shack. Jin Hyuk shared bread and water he'd brought. The kids were hungry. You know how it is, children have no patience. Just a little longer. Once we cross the river, you can eat a real meal. I reassured them, but my own heart raced with anxiety. Like it might burst. Night fell. Jin Hyuk led us to the river. The Tumen River. The water looked ice cold. July, but the nights were freezing. Not deep, but be careful. Patrols pass constantly. No noise. Jin Hyuk entered the water first. I carried Unbyul on my back and held Sungmin's hand. Cold water soaked my feet. Goosebumps rose. Mom, I'm scared. The water's so cold. Sungmin shivered. It's okay. Mommy's here. Just hold on a little more. I reassured him as we walked slowly. Water rose to my waist. Freezing. The children shook. My teeth chattered. Then lights. A patrol. My heart dropped. Get down. Now. Jin Hyuk shouted. We ducked underwater. Icy water covered us completely. The kids wanted to cry, but I covered their mouths. We barely dared to breathe. The patrol passed. I exhaled in relief. But it wasn't over yet. Move, we're out of time. At Jin Hyuk's urging, we pushed forward. My legs gave out, but I forced them on. Finally, we reached the other side. Chinese soil. We did it. You're free now, Jin Hyuk said. But I knew better. This was just the beginning. The hardest part still lay ahead. We set foot in China, but we still weren't safe. Jin Hyuk led us to a nearby village. An hour's walk. The kids looked ready to collapse. A Korean Chinese woman lived there. Someone Jin Hyuk had contacted in advance. Rest here for a few days. I'll find a route to South Korea. Just wait a little, Jin Hyuk said. I nodded. By now, I trusted him completely. The Korean Chinese woman gave us warm food. Kimchi stew. Food we'd eaten in North Korea. The kids ate their fill for the first time in ages. So did I. My first real meal. Tears came. Thank you. Thank you so much. I kept thanking her. We're the same people, aren't we? You must have suffered so much up north. Rest well. Tears welled in the woman's eyes. I cried too. A kind word meant everything. A week passed. Jin Hyuk returned with news. I found a route to the South Korean embassy. But it's dangerous. If Chinese police catch you, they'll send you straight back to North Korea. Be careful. I steeled myself. No matter the danger, I had to reach South Korea. No turning back now. When do we leave? Tomorrow night. A broker will take you. I can only go this far. I have to return to the north. Jin Hyuk's eyes looked sad. I was shocked. Why aren't you coming? Come with us. I have family in the north. Elderly parents. A younger sibling. I can't just leave. If I disappear, they go to a camp. I squeezed Jin Hyuk's hand. Thank you. Without you, I'd still be in that hell. I'll never forget you. Stay healthy. Raise your children well. And when you reach South Korea, tell our story. Tell the truth about North Korea. Jin Hyuk left. I cried watching him go. He was a victim too. The next night, the broker arrived. Chinese. He wanted money first. I handed over the money Jin Hyuk had given me. Get in. No time. We climbed into a small truck. Hid in the cargo area. The truck drove all night. I had no idea where we were going. We could only trust the broker. 3 days of driving, avoiding checkpoints, taking back roads. The kids cried from exhaustion. I struggled too, but we had to endure. Just a little farther. Finally, we reached a major city. The broker spoke. From here, you'll fly to Southeast Asia. From there, go to the South Korean embassy. Got more money? I gave him my last bit of cash. The broker smiled, satisfied. Hope appeared. Just a little more, and we'd reach South Korea. We boarded a plane with fake passports. Documents the broker prepared. Chinese identities. We had to act Chinese. Couldn't speak. Our accents would give us away. I warned the kids repeatedly to stay quiet. The plane headed to Bangkok, Thailand. My hands sweated from tension. What if they catch us? My heart felt ready to explode. But we passed through safely. God must have helped. We arrived in Bangkok, Thailand. My first foreign country. Hot. Crowded. The broker took us to a small hotel. Go to the South Korean embassy tomorrow. Tell them you're defectors. They'll help. Good luck. Thank you. I thanked the broker. Not a bad person. He worked for money, but he'd helped us. The next morning, we headed to the South Korean embassy. We took a taxi. I showed the driver an address written on paper. He nodded. At the embassy gate, I paused. Would we really be safe? What if they caught us again? Doubt crept in. Mom, I'm scared. Unbyul squeezed my hand tight. It's okay. Now we're going somewhere truly safe. Let's be brave. I gathered my courage and opened the embassy door. A security guard approached. Can I help you? We're from North Korea. Please help us. The guard's expression changed. He immediately led us inside. An embassy staff member appeared. South Korean. Someone who spoke our language. Please, sit down. You're safe now. Can I get you some water? At the staff member's warm voice, tears burst out. Everything I'd been holding in poured out. I cried and cried. Thank you. Thank you so much. I kept bowing and thanking them. The kids cried too. We spent a week at the embassy. They interviewed us. How we'd lived in North Korea. Why we'd defected. What route we'd taken. The staff were kind. I couldn't believe it. You'll be able to go to South Korea soon. We'll prepare plane tickets. Finally, we boarded a flight to South Korea. July 15, 2024. A month and a half since leaving North Korea. A long, long journey. The plane took off. I looked out the window, thinking, it's really over. A new life is starting. The kids can finally live free. We landed at Incheon Airport. When my feet first touched South Korean soil, my legs gave out. We'd really made it. The land of freedom. I couldn't believe it. Was this a dream? Ministry of Unification staff greeted us. They treated us warmly, smiled and spoke to us. We drove to Hanawon, a place where defectors receive adaptation training. We spent 3 months at Hanawon, learning about South Korean society. The language was different. The culture was different. My first time at a bank. My first credit card. But learning was fun. Everything amazed me. Mom, there's so much food at the mart here. Can we really eat all this? Unbyul marveled. When we first went to a supermarket, I was shocked too. So many products. Unimaginable in North Korea. So this is what abundance looks like. After leaving Hanawon, we settled in a small city near Seoul. The government provided support funds. A small studio apartment, but our own home. My first home. The kids started school. Adapting was hard at first. Classmates teased them for their accents. Unbyul came home crying once. But things got better. They made good friends. I started working too. At a restaurant. Washing dishes. Cleaning. Hard work, but raising my children with money I earned made me happy. I never knew sweat-earned money could mean so much. A year passed. We'd adjusted to life in South Korea. My North Korean accent remained, but people were kind. No discrimination. Sometimes I miss North Korea. My homeland. The Daedong River. My friends. But I don't want to go back. That place was hell for me. I'll never return. How's Jin-hyuk doing? Sometimes I wonder about him. Without him, I wouldn't be here. If reunification happens, will we meet again? These days, I volunteer with an organization that helps defectors. I want to help people who struggled like me. Share my experience. Mom, I like it here. I made friends. School is fun. I want to stay here forever. Unbyul said. Seeing the kids happy, I know my decision was right. I made the right choice for their future. I miss the family I left behind in North Korea. How are my parents? If reunification comes, will we meet again? I pray for that day. But right now, I'm grateful for this moment. Grateful I can breathe freely. Laugh with my children. I survived. And I started a new life. Now I'm free.